Welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Leah Parsons coming in for our weekly tips and tools and practices about healing, the healing journey, and things that we can incorporate along the way. Because what happens on our healing journey, so if you haven't hit subscribe yet, please do so. On our healing journey, once we kind of make that decision that we're going to heal, and we're not in panic about, oh my gosh, how am I going to heal? I got to get all the knowledge. I got to get all the stuff. I got to gather where do I heal? When we let go of how that's going to happen, and we just trust and we know that we're going to heal because we're not going back. And maybe something happens so traumatic that there's no going back. There's just a total collapse, and then we have to rebuild. Or we've gotten so sick of ourselves, our patterns, our behaviors, or trying to get back up, or doing a few things to feel better, figuring something out from our mind, and then going on a trajectory that seems to be okay. And then we stop doing the things, we stop doing the practices, and we just little by little by little, we fall back into old patterns, old familiar stories in our head, old familiar feelings in our body, and then we just get so sick of ourselves over and over again without knowing. We tried to figure it out. I've tried to do all the things. I've been to therapy. I've done this. I've done that. Nothing's working. When you come to a place that you're like, I am going to heal, and I don't know how, but I trust that it's going to happen, and I'm going to show up for that. Life will present you with the things you need to know to heal. But we have to have trust and a commitment, and we have to know why. Why do you want to heal in the first place? So on my healing journey after my daughter died, for me, total collapse, of course, total just not knowing where to turn and not even caring initially. And of course, initially, you're just in shock when something traumatic happens. You're in shock. Your brain tricks you into thinking it's not real, or protects you from the deep, deep pain until time comes along and there's some breakthrough, some cracks in the foundation where the pain comes searing through. And then you regain yourself again, and it's all a bunch of disbelief and shock. But when you commit to the healing path, when you come to the point where it's like, okay, all right, I've done all the things, it's not working. Please help me. I don't know. Whatever you call that, your inner guidance system, source, the universe, God, Jesus, whatever you call it, we all know that there's something bigger than ourselves that pulls us through. And we know this because we can look back over our life and see many, many, many ways that has happened, where things seem like the worst case scenario, or that things just don't work out for you, and it turned out that was the thing that worked out for you, because then it shifted you and changed you to go in a different direction. So we do learn things along the way. It doesn't mean we heal deeply. We might heal a few layers, and then we cover the stuff up the best we can to show back up. So it's kind of like Band-Aids. But hopefully at one point, everything collapses so that you can actually do the deep healing work. So on my journey, one of the things that happened to me was I heard about shamanic journeying. And I was like, I don't know what that is, but it's really, really calling me. So I enrolled in the program, took the full day program of how to journey to your spirit animals, to get guidance, to get direction, to get insights. Who are my guides, and what do they want to share with me? Now, initially, I would have thought, I don't think that could ever be me. I've gone to different readers and different psychics in my life for answers, for direction, but I don't think I have that ability to do that. But turns out that's just a lie. Like all kinds of other lies I told myself over the years. We all have this mystical essence, this mystical connection. But we're so much in our head that we doubt ourselves. Or if we do try to meditate, we question that, like, is that real? Is that my imagination? Why did that show up? Like, we get in there with our head instead of just allowing what comes through. It makes sense. The more you do it, the more you practice it, the more connected you can be, and letting go of what it's supposed to look like and allowing it to be what it is for you. The more you hone in on these skills, because it's a spiritual muscle. So the more you practice anything, it's just like meditation. People think that meditation is about finding stillness. Meditation is about observing how your particular mind works and how it pulls you in particular patterns so that you can work with it once you see it. We don't see it, and we just think that that's who I am. We missed it altogether. So in meditation, that is the practice. You're building a practice of being able to observe, being the observer of the mind. And once you do that long enough, you can do that in lots of situations where your mind will start taking you down a road of pain or whatever it may be. And you can sit back and watch it and say, well, that's interesting. Those are interesting thoughts. Doesn't necessarily make them true just because I think them. But it's interesting that that's what's coming up for me, so that we can start looking at where our mind is trying to pull us. And it does all the time. And we do have patterns, and we can change those patterns. So another way besides meditation, of course, we have to move the mind, the body, the spirit. We have to move our bodies. We got to nurture our bodies. It's all working together, right? The mind, the body, the spirit. It's all this dance. So in a shamanic journey, finding out different scenarios of who my ally animals, who is my spirit animals, what does nature say to me when I'm walking, when I'm contemplating, what does the tree have to say to me, and just being open, you'll start to see that there's so much out there. So from soul shamanic journeys, I went into people asking me, oh my gosh, that sounds so interesting, Leah. Do you think you could do that for me? And of course I was like, oh gosh, no. I can't do it for you. I can only do it for me. People who are special skills can do readings and tap into the spirit world for other people. And again, that just wasn't true. So when I heard about soul retrievals, I was like, what is that? And then my mentor told me it's when you journey for another. And I knew 100% that's what I want to do. I want to journey for others because I've been asked to. And I want to learn how to do that. And so I took the training, loved it, and started doing these soul retrievals for other people. And soul retrievals is a really powerful work because shamans believe that we're the mind, the body, the spirit, that when different things in our life happen to us, parts of our soul check out and go back to the spirit world to either heal and then return to us, or to go to the spirit world and relive whatever the trauma was in our experience so that we don't have to feel that. So there's chunks of time in our life that we forget, or we don't feel a part of life. We feel kind of void, like something's missing. We might find ourselves in different types of behaviors to try to fill that void. We might have pain in different parts of our body because the universe doesn't really like void, so it fills it in with addictions, maybe to sex, to drinking, alcohol, shopping, working, exercise, the whole gamut. There's so many ways. Feeling that you're in life but not a part of life, that something's just missing, that you should feel joy or belonging and you don't. There's so many ways that soul loss. So what somebody who does a soul retrieval for you would do would be I connect to my guides, go into the spirit world and ask them to connect and see what they need to see, and look for different parts of that person at different ages of where their soul might have checked out and didn't come back. So we're looking for something to bring back to that person, a piece of them that maybe is still in the spirit world that doesn't want to come back, or maybe it's ready to come back. And whatever shows up is what's supposed to show up, what's ready to come back. And then maybe they have some guiding spirits on that side that want to send messages, that want to tell them how to incorporate this soul, how to foster it and navigate it in their life now, so that that part of them feels welcome back. So a soul retrieval has lots of different components to it, but that's the basis of what a soul retrieval does. It's powerful work, and it's something that I feel very honored and really blown away, really, that I am able to do that. I'm still, every time I do a session, I'm still kind of like, wow. So I've been doing it now for over a year, and every time I'm just blown away and honored that I can connect in that way and bring such powerful messages and pieces back to people to help them heal. So those are just some ways of healing, right? So we, on this journey of life, on our healing journey, things will show up. And we have to kind of be open to try what works for us and what doesn't work for us. And so that's another one of my tools and tips that I've used along the way, is soul retrievals and shamanic journeys. And they've been very powerful, beautiful ways that I've connected to my daughter, that she shows up, as well as other spirit guides that I have on the other side that are helping me in this world. So being able to connect in that way is beautiful. So what I'm doing is I am sharing this video, and I'm asking people that new subscribers that subscribe and share this link with somebody is going to go into a draw. And a month from now, on, what's the date? I guess it's going to be March 17th. I'm doing a draw. I'm going to draw a name. So if you subscribe from now up until then, and you share this link with somebody, your name is going to go into a draw towards a free soul retrieval session. So if this speaks to you, please share it out. Please hit subscribe. If you've already subscribed, maybe get somebody else to subscribe. I'm trying to build my YouTube channel here, and I really appreciate all your support. And I will see you next week for some more tips and tools on our healing journey.